Good. So let's start. Uh, I start as usual with a few questions that I received. Main question was about the stance. There's an old legend that once the feet grabbing the floor, and this, in my opinion, and also according to my experience with Master Chan Hon Chung, is not correct. As usual, if I say it's not correct, I say it's not coincident with what I learned back in the days. I don't want to say it's wrong. I want to say it's different from what I learned. So what I learned back in the days was that the heel of the foot was never pushing the ground, and that it was just lightly touching it, but so lightly that you can slip a sheet of paper between the ground and the heel. So that's another image that I use thanks to my very good friend Dorillo Rota. This idea of the sheet of paper that can slip behind your heel. This is not just an aesthetic thing. It's all about being ready to move the center of gravity. I wanna show you an example. If you have the weight back on the foot, okay, you're stuck. It's very difficult because if you wanna change your direction and translate and do whatever you want, you have one more time. So if you have the weight on the front of your feet, and you wanna translate in one direction or also move forward, you just have to move the center of gravity and go past your feet, and you're done. But if you're stuck on the heel and you move the center of gravity, you have a second time. So the first time is to take off the weight from the heel and put it on the front, and then you can go. Because if you try, you'll see that if you start using this idea of moving the center of gravity before moving the leg, that is much faster. So when you move the center of gravity, you're already there. So you change immediately the perspective of your opponent, and the same even worse there, because if you are on the heel and you want to go there, there's nothing you can do. But if if your weight is on the front and you go there, and it follows you, because it's very easy to change the weight starting from where every movement must start. So from your hip, that is the center of everything. So let's go there and stay light. We are not on the tip. You don't lift your heel. No, your heel slightly touches the ground. Okay, but it's just it's nothing. It's just touches slightly. Okay, so this is what I learned. No weight, no grabbing, no contracting anything. Because if you contract your body, you need to relax it before you can move. Because when your muscles are contracted, you are tight, you have to relax before. So you stay in a low bridge condition. So it's active, relax with the weight on the front of the foot of your feet and ready and with all your attention to the center of gravity and just move it to do whatever you want. Okay, so you can do this exercise exaggerating the movement as usual. If you want to try to start using this technique that Tit Sin Kuen makes very clear, the more you train it, the more you feel it, just exaggerate it, and you see that you're there. But the thing you notice is that when you do this, you also occupy the opponent's space, okay? And you're faster than anything. If your opponent is moving, is attacking, just move your center of gravity and you are ready. And I tell you, do not fall on the foot, but just move your center of gravity and stay light. And this can help us to understand this thing that I had in my consciousness, and I could understand what training with a different experience, especially thanks to my good friend Rodrigo Arlota, which I always mention because he's the master of the Kung Fu universe. So this is it. The other thing, again, somebody sent me a link to a guy on YouTube that shows his Tit Sin Kuen, and it does something like this. This is wrong. So there's a blah 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 blah. Oh, hey, and then. Okay, this is exactly opposite. Totally is opposite. It's so. If I confront it with what I learned, so even when you're doing the Tit Sin Kuen, it's not something like that. Okay, is go push and pull with the same amount of energy. Then, if you do this, like you intake air in the upper part of your lungs, this is not efficient because if you use your lower lungs, it means that you send out all the air without oxygen, the CO2, and you're ready to intake the full volume of your lungs with new oxygenated air. But if you are there and you push and then you go like this, there's two options. One option, you didn't empty totally your lungs, so you're just breathing with off lungs, and the rest is CO2 is air without oxygen. You're already using. The second is that you do not feel them enough because you're like this and then, but this is empty. So the idea is that always, when you move, you push the air out, and when you're there and you relax, you do not pull. You let the air get in, just relaxing the diaphragm and the waist. And then you contract, you use all the energy of your waist, of your diaphragm, and the contractants, and send the diaphragm up, and you will feel that you are not pushing the air out, the air just goes out because you reduce dramatically the volume of the lungs. And this is why Tit Sin Kuen is good for the health, because without any forced breathing, it keeps oxygenating your blood, and it doesn't hyperventilate. It ventilates naturally and according to your own needs. Okay, so please, if you want to follow the what Master Chan Hon Chung taught, never contract your muscles while intaking air, or even worse, never contract your muscles when keeping the air in, blocking the air in, thus creating pressure, like, no, this is bad. This is, I can say it, in my opinion, this is totally wrong. Internal pressure is wrong. It's harmful. It's the worst thing you can do. So please, and let the air go out. Then, now, relax. Again. Oh, okay. I hope I replied. Let's see. No questions. Okay, so we can go on with our fourth part. So I do not repeat the old set every time. From time to time can be useful, but let's just summarize that we do the salute. Okay. You see, I'm doing it in a relaxed way, but it doesn't change what I'm doing with my waist. Still, it moves in the sense here in and out. Obviously, the quantity of air that I move with my movements is smaller because I do not need all this oxygen. But it's always a matter of sending that the air starts going out from here and is pushed out, is not pulled out, and there's never pressure. Okay, so then we have this part. Okay, and then we have the part that we completed a couple of days ago. First translation, remember, that's A, etc., etc. Then we have the second translation. A. I repeat for Edward the breathing here. So it's out, in, totally empty, relax, turn, pull out, empty, relax, again empty, now relax, etc., etc. And we do the spot, stop, hey, up. This is a moment, this is one of the few movements, in my opinion, without that can be done without a special breathing. I like that. Te, I'm empty, I relax. And then this has no energy, so I put it together with this. So I start contracting slowly. I have still a lot of air, and so I keep contracting and do produce the NG sound. So I I'm contracting more and more to reach the end of the circle, empty, relax. Again, I'm empty. Okay, so we've done this section right and left. We are again in the middle, and as we saw the other 2 days, we are ready for the fourth part with the different translation. So let's remember that this different translation is executed by just moving a little your center of gravity, just a little, to the rear leg. And remember, you can execute it properly only if you start the movement from the waist. It's not bam, something like that. That's something that we do not have. Is okay, yes. Starts from here. No movements in the Hung style starts from the feet. All the movements start from the waist. Okay? So we are here and we proceed with our form. Remember, the left hand is below. Oh! Hey! Hey! Oh! Made a mistake. The same thing comes later. Oh, do it again. Sorry about that. Oh, hey, hey. Oh. Hey. So this is the new thing. And I want to underline that there's 2 translations that are wonderful and very difficult to accomplish. All the translations from si-hing ma to si-hing ma are difficult. But especially here, because there is this idea of moving the si-hing ma apparently backwards without actually going backwards. So there is not, as I see a lot of times, I'm not going there. I mean, you go there, you have everything uncovered. This is always, this is fun because you open, but there's also P. You know that the bridges can be combined. There's also P because you keep occupying the opponent's space. Okay, so oh, hey, hey, then slightly move forward. The center of gravity, hey. Oh, now look at that. Hey, I exaggerated a little to show you. So, okay, move the center of gravity slightly forward, but there is this. It's not this. Is not this. It's combined. So, while when you start turning your just lifting the front foot just a fraction of an inch, just to make it slip easier, and you just send your center of gravity forward, so to go forward and occupy the opponent's space. Hey. Okay, let's do it the other side. This time we go with the right hand below. Oh. Hey. Hey. Oh. Hey. This is really tricky, I tell you. I strongly suggest you to practice this movement as much as you can, because this is what, this is exactly. There's a bunch of bridges in here, because there is both the gong yao, because there is a soft and so there's a yao and gong, soft and hard. There is P, because you're occupying space, and there is Te, because it's a long strike. Okay, so as you see, you cannot practice the bridge. So you cannot practice the bridge P, because P is not a technique, is not the crane, is not the tiger. P is just a concept. P is occupying the space. So there's you, there's your opponent here. This circle is the mutual space. Our space is 50% of this. But when I occupy it, with just a little thing that starts from here, but when I start from here, I already occupy this space. I'm just changing it. Okay, and doing this, also know that when I move my waist and go forward, I also slightly, just a bit, but enough, more than enough, I just get out of the attack line. Just a fraction of an inch, but that's enough. Because if you're going to see a punch of your nose, a fraction of an inch is enough to skip, to not to catch it, and so to dodge it. Just enough. So let's go for the last time. We're finished. So we're doing the salute, we're doing the front part, we're doing the spark with all the stuff and the te and etc. And we're here again. We start with the left hand below. Oh. Hey. Hey. Oh. Hey. Same here. Oh. Hey. Hey. Oh. Hey. Please note that when I go the first time that this is a check bridge, okay? Check bridge. You do not go back when you move from Ting Ma to si-hing Ma. You just change your leg, but this part, your hip is nearly in the same place, and surely your upper torso goes forward to compensate. So you don't concede any space, any volume to your arm. Okay? So, it is also is not thing. So the last bridge, the one where you put everything in, the 100% bet that you're gonna strike him, because we are in the middle of fighting here. So this is not thing. This is just check. This is a strike, but we'll go on doing stuff in the next days. So I think that you have a lot of stuff to work on for today, and I hope it helps you making your home style better. I keep on inviting you to forget the idea of learning the Tit Sin Kuen from the video. Just please grab the concepts, grab the ideas, and go to train with a good teacher of Tit Sin Kuen, of the Hung style, because this is the most important thing. Just bear in mind the concepts. Then when your forms, your 6 forms are perfect, are mastered, when you feel that the air goes in and out, the movement of the pelvis, the translation and stuff are good, are compatible with what you see here, then you can start approach to Tit Sin Kuen. But please do not do it in advance. If you're not finished the rest, you'll just mimic some forms, do some noise, and actually you will be doing nothing, and it won't work. So keep training, train hard, keep on. It took to me many years to start feeling it, and I keep feeling that it improves, and in a way that is very good for my health. I feel very good. I tell you, after doing the Tit Sin Kuen, it's like taking control of your whole body. But to reach this point, you do not need to be a fighter or a boxer. The important thing is just to have the control of the position, of the weight, of the muscles, and feel everything. And I'll tell you, it will be wonderful. But it's a goal that you reach over time. Let's see if there are things. Grazie, thanks, great suggestion. Grazie per la lezione. Thank you to you, and see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.